When you walk into the Methodist Hospital and you can take a deep breath and relax. When you were there in the tough times, it was there for you too. But now, it's just kind of helping you along. I love seeing the therapists again, and it's fun to see them in a whole nother way. Before, I wasn't able to express a lot of my feelings. It seems like a new stage in your life.
Donnis was easy to remember because she was always glad to see you in the morning. My student and I would come in to help her with getting dressed first thing in the morning, and she was just always happy to see us.
It was very eye-opening to me as an intern that a stroke can be so devastating. I mean, she was very young, she was in her 50s.
Looking at her now, unless you were a trained professional, I don't think most people would pick up that she had a stroke.
We see people that have strokes usually are a little bit older, although you can have strokes at any age.
This is happening to our mother, which he was still in elementary school. So, I mean, this is kind of like grandma and grandpa thing happens to them, not my parent. And so that was really interesting, like just, thinking about the mortality of our family members and our close family members.
About 2 weeks into it, after she was at the hospital and she was in the therapy and so forth, I could see that the fires were lit, and it was just a matter of trying to help and nurture those flames a little bit so that she would go forward from there. And there's no question that she has.
Now, I remember when you took me downstairs and going into the gift shop, and then we went walking on the tile floor, and then on the carpet, and then outdoors on the concrete and on the grass and the rocks. And it took me the longest time to get used to walking on the rocks, and I couldn't believe how something so simple before would be. You have to really be concentrating on what you're doing.
It does.
And
it makes a big difference.
For someone to overcome having a stroke, so much of it is having a lot of internal motivation and just desire to get better, because you go through this major life change.
She was very lucky in that she had a very supportive family, a very supportive husband, and that always makes a big difference with rehab, because you really need that support structure to help give you motivation. Although I will tell you that Donnis didn't need a lot. She was very motivated from day one.
The journey was a challenge because of the fact that she was paralyzed on the right side, and all those functions, the speech and so forth. But the nice thing about it is that the staff that she had working with her were all young and dynamic people who had a love for what they were doing. And they helped to make things happen, because my wife is a very positive type of person, and I knew that if she was surrounded with the proper people, that things would happen with God looking over and so forth. If anybody was going to make it back, she was going to be the one that was going to make it back.
I never felt like I couldn't accomplish what I was doing, but maybe that was one reason why I kept wanting more therapy and doing it, working with them in a positive way.
Donnis focused a lot on what she wanted to get back to, which included things like especially her storytelling and being a mom to her children again.
We don't just strive to get people stronger, we strive them to get back into their lives. I mean, our goal is to get them back to doing as much as they were doing before as possible, because that's what's important to them.
I firmly believe that Donnis is an example of somebody who has the will to get better, so they will get better.
You just feel like I got her back. And it wasn't I got her back, she is back.
I live my life as each moment passes, I enjoy it and try to give and receive, and there's just so much to it.